Could Bitcoin crash to $10,000? Bloomberg Intelligence senior commodity strategist McGlone believes it's possible. In a recent analysis, he suggested that Bitcoin is at the peak of a speculative bubble and may be headed for a dramatic decline. But is this scenario realistic? Let's break it down. On March 14th, McGlone posted on X, warning that Bitcoin could experience a sharp collapse. He compared the current market conditions to past crashes, pointing out that Bitcoin last saw a similar deep correction in 2011, when it dropped by 92% from its highs. At Bitcoin's all-time high of $109,000 in January 2025, a drop to $10,000 would mean a staggering 91% decline. Even from its current price of around $83,000, such a crash would still represent an 88% loss. McGlone argued that Bitcoin has been part of one of the greatest risk asset rallies in history since its inception during the 2008 financial crisis. However, he now believes this rally is nearing its end, fueled by speculative excess. One of McGlone's key arguments is that Bitcoin has entered a dot-com-style bubble. He pointed to the record-breaking Bitcoin Exchange-Traded Fund, ETF, launch and President Donald Trump's increasing support for crypto as signs of excessive market enthusiasm. He also noted an inverse relationship between Bitcoin and gold, stating, "Gold is up about the same amount in 2025 to March 13th, about 15%. That Bitcoin is down." But with Bitcoin at about $80,000, what stops those trajectories? According to McGlone, this suggests a shift in investor sentiment, with money flowing out of Bitcoin and into gold as a safer alternative. Unsurprisingly, McGlone's prediction has sparked criticism from Bitcoin supporters and analysts. David Weisberger, a well-known market analyst, dismissed McGlone's thesis as flawed. He argued that the scenario McGlone outlined depends on multiple unlikely conditions. If there was zero increase in Bitcoin adoption, and if those who invested thinking Bitcoin will demonetize gold change their minds, and if the stock market correction turns into a rout, and if beta was stable, then this scenario could play out, Weisberger wrote. According to Weisberger, even if a stock market crash occurred, central banks would likely respond with liquidity injections, which could actually benefit Bitcoin rather than cause a collapse. Meanwhile, Bitcoin maximalist Joe Buchner took a different approach, suggesting that if Bitcoin ever reached $10,000 again, it would likely be due to a much bigger global crisis. If BTC dropped to 10K, I think we'd be in a larger global issue than worrying about that. WWI maybe would be in play, and even then, I think BTC would get flooded with dollar for safety, he argued. So, is Bitcoin really at risk of crashing to $10,000? McGlone's argument is based on historical patterns and macroeconomic factors, but many believe his analysis is overly pessimistic. While Bitcoin has seen major corrections in the past, the increasing institutional adoption and global economic landscape makes such a drastic drop seem unlikely. What do you think? Is McGlone right about a coming crash? Or are Bitcoin's fundamentals strong enough to resist such a downturn? Let us know in the comments below.